today's topic is should be interesting. You do not get better than your baby daddy.
So today we got a lit panel.
Yeah, we got a lot of people here today.
So why don't we go around? Everyone say your name, your age, your relationship status, and where you're from.
Terrence, I'm from South London. I'm 37 and I'm in a relationship.
Hi, I'm Maxie. I'm 32. Hi, I'm Maxie. I'm 32 and I'm married and from North London.
Hi, I'm Toyosi. I'm 31. It's complicated. It's complicated, and I'm from Essex.
I'm Gracie Bakare. I'm 30 and I'm single.
I'm Zakala Lungu. I'm 27. I am a taken man and I am from Croydon.
Alrighty. A lit panel. So, seeing as we're talking about baby daddies and baby mamas and all this kind of stuff, this was kind of inspired by a Kevin Samuels quote. He actually said, you don't get any higher than your baby daddy. So, are women having babies for subpar men, okay, and then expecting a less than subpar man to swoop in and help her out with her subpar baby daddy and child? It's a bit controversial, but we'll start there.
The child's not subpar.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just saying.
Keep going. No, it's fine.
But I think it's the other way around. I think men can't get better than their baby mums most times.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that the child could become subpar if the father is in its life long term.
That's if the mum's not a good mother.
Irrespective.
What famous baby daddies didn't do better than their first baby mama? Because I'm thinking of like all the guys with a bunch of kids, like Nick Cannon, Future. They're all dating a new hot 22, 23-year-old.
Yeah.
I think just because of your age doesn't mean you're a better woman.
Just because to them it does. That's what men value. Because men value fertility.
I'm pretty certain Will Smith could do way better than
Jada Pinkett.
Yeah, but she's a mad babe. That's different.
She's like a 5. To be honest, she's like average.
She's
looking.
just a mad babe.
Jada Pinkett is average looking.
Yeah, she's average. She was hot when she was younger.
Now she is.
Yeah,
when
but
she
like
was younger.
she's like 45, 50.
And you think at her age she's still average looking.
She looks good for her age, but like if you asked a guy would he prefer a 25-year-old version of her, I think most would prefer the 25-year-old version.
Yeah, I think that's for anyone though.
So now she's 45. There aren't men lined up to date 45-year-olds. I'd say she's average.
I don't think she's average. I think you have to assess everything in its category. Mm-hmm. I think for her age, she's definitely not a 5.
Well, the things that men value are fertility, right? Femininity and youth. She doesn't have youth.
Depending on their age.
She doesn't have youth. She's clearly not feminine, and she's not fertile.
You also missed one pearl: loyalty.
Yeah. You're right.
I have to agree with the you can find a better baby mother, because I think there's more good women than there are good men. So yeah, I could agree with that.
There are more good women than there are good men.
Yeah.
What makes you say that? And what's your statistical data on that? And what is the version of
it's
good
not.
that you're
It's just
looking
my opinion. It's not statistics.
Is it because of the men you deal with?
No, I'm married, so it's not the men I deal with.
I'm just curious. Why is that your opinion on men?
Because it's just my opinion. I think for one, there's more women in the world, so you're probably going to find more good women than you are going to find good men. So that's just it.
It's like 50. It's pretty close. It's like
really?
55-45. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm dealing with statistic people. Sorry.
Not even. I think
we deal with factual information over here.
I heard.
No, I think you can say you've encountered more good women than men, but I wouldn't say that there's more good women than men across the board.
I think honestly, modern women today, by like what men value, it's not like I would say they're worse than men.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the average age of first marriage is 31 in the UK, so you're taking away the youth and the fertility. And then they also value purity, so they're older. They're clearly going to have slept with more people.
Interesting.
But I
when it comes
think
to
as well the fact that you're married. How long have you been with your partner for?
In total?
Yeah.
16 years.
16 years. So first of all, you haven't been single for a while and been in the single game. It's a lot's changed since then.
Okay.
And I also think that married women just generally hang around with better people in general. single women will hang around with other single
women.
Degenerate. Some of them degenerate.
Did you say
women.
degenerate?
Some of them are degenerate.
Wow.
Yeah. I just don't think that married women will hang around with a load of single degenerate women.
So can I ask? Sorry, just a question. Are all married women better than single women?
In my opinion, I see them as more high value.
No, I think you have more respect for them. Doesn't mean they.
Yeah, I think you have more respect because of their status. They're not necessarily better women.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It depends.
Yeah. So what are we using as better? What's the
I
yardstick?
mean, like, I think they got picked, right? So I think when someone has a ring on their finger, like, other men acknowledge that another man vetted her and picked her. So it doesn't necessarily mean every single one, but by and large, in general, like, men know how to pick women and vet women.
I mean, technically, Jada Pinkett Smith is a married woman.
Yeah.
I don't really respect her. So
Exactly.
So are women out here just, because for me as a man, when I see who you've had a child with, that says some things to me.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
Do you know
agree.
what I mean? So I'm going to look at who you've bred with, who you've chosen to breed with, and if I'm thinking of stepping into that situation, what would be the ramifications for me stepping into that situation?
Agree.
Right? So a lot of women complain about their quote-unquote baby daddies, whereas they are the ones that chose their baby daddies.
agree.
So as a man, I'm looking at you, first of all, maybe you don't know how to choose men, and maybe you're bad at choosing. And then so when a lot of women complain about their baby fathers, it's like, well, you're actually complaining about the choice that you actually made.
Agree.
Fair point.
I think with experience comes like wisdom, and I feel like when I chose my baby father personally, I was in a certain mind frame. I was a lot younger. I was going through different things, and I think the experience of my baby father lets me know what I don't want.
what did you choose about your baby father?
He was a God-fearing person. He is a kind person. He is God-fearing, and he's a very, very hard worker. Again, it was just we couldn't make things work.
So he's a good man.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Speaking to the mic.
So
He's a good man.
if he's a good man, why are you not with him?
Because he's not good for me.
Why is he not good for you?
Being a good man doesn't necessarily mean you and I are compatible.
Why is he not good for you?
Because
But
we
it was
just have different wants.
But it was compatible enough to have a child with,
He was compatible enough for me to be sexually attracted to him. That's how you make a child.
right?
Yeah.
But
But you could have, but it's a lot of
But the choice to
choices.
have the
Yeah.
child is yours.
Yeah.
It's not his, right?
No.
Right. So like I'm saying, like you chose to
I
have
chose
the
my child because I wanted to have my child.
Yeah. I'm saying, but you chose it with him. So if he's I'm just asking that because I'm just trying to work out.
Well, complicated.
It's interesting.
Wouldn't it be within the best interests for the child for you to work that out? You two. Do you think?
My child's going to be happy regardless. As long as she has her mum and as long as she has her dad, doesn't necessarily mean us together will give her a happy environment.
The stats are about to come out.
the
Pardon?
stats.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Stats are about to come out.
you put your kid at every statistical advantage or disadvantage when you don't have two parents in the home.
Oh, okay.
So, like, statistically, they're more likely to go to jail. They're more likely to fail out of school.
Unfortunately, my daughter doesn't follow statistics. She follows the path of God. So with God,
That sounds fantastic, but the statistics don't care about that.
okay.
So can I just ask?
But isn't it like under the path of God, it's like till death do you part?
I didn't get married.
Yeah, but you had a kid that's like a step after, which also doesn't follow in line with like
It doesn't,
yeah.
and I deal with it,
Okay.
and it's my cross to carry.
Sorry, can I just ask? Do you guys use statistics on your day-to-day life, or is it just?
If you're having if you're trying to have like a conversation or a debate about something,
Okay, that's fine.
you know,
Yeah.
like-
If it's debates, then it's fine. But if I'm just curious if you guys use it on.
yeah. I mean, like I said, like Pearl was saying, like you put your child at like a disadvantage if you choose not to have that child within a family unit, right?
Okay.
And I mean, even specifically within America, I think it's like 72% of even black households are raised by like a single mum.
Yeah.
And then you can look at there's a single parent to prison pipeline. There's that you can see it. You can see that most people in prison come from single parent homes.
Okay.
I was going to say, in addition to that as well, not only are the single parent household like levels high in the US, but what that does as well is it actually like puts us like below the poverty line. So in regards from a demographic perspective, we have the poorest households.
What, as a single parent?
Just because of the fact that there's not
two
two earners in the household.
So I'll just say that here that both of us definitely earn more than some two-hold.
two-parent households.
So that's why for me, statistics don't work for me because I do everything against it. I definitely earn more than a two-parent household.
But that doesn't make the rule.
No, but I'm just saying your statistics.
Because if someone else came in, you'd be earning more.
Yeah, but I'm not on the average.
My sole salary is more than
the
most-
average.
More than
You mean for
average.
the average?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you earn more than the average person in the UK.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Then a two, not one.
Then two people.
Who are average.
So you've doubled the average.
So I have a
Yeah.
question. If you guys didn't end up like getting married again, would you still be okay with the decision to like leave your baby daddy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would.
you'd be fine.
Yeah. I was married. I got divorced.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or your ex-husband, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
mean to correct you. I was just saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I wouldn't be with him.
Do you think that finances will like essentially like save your kid from any disadvantage that they'll have
Of course
without
not,
the
but
father in the house?
I think she was just tackling your point
That
of you saying
is a good
below the
point.
poverty
Yeah.
line.
Speaking to the mic.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So,
I do think I'll be in denial if I said that having two parents in a household doesn't have a benefit. Especially for me, I have two boys and I'm a woman and I act 100% like a woman. I can never teach my son how to be a man. Do you understand? So I take full accountability in that area. But however, I still felt, even though I couldn't teach my sons how to be men, being around a certain type of man wasn't good for them. Because even
their father?
being around certain type of men wasn't good for them, right? Wow. Because there's certain attributes you pick up, and I don't want my sons to be like that, because I think the way I raise my kids now, I raise them as if the men I want them to become. So even already they're 4 and 5, and I give them certain responsibilities, and they're very independent already. So the best I can do, I will do, but I do accept that I may not do enough for them to become the men I want them
Obviously,
to
I
be.
don't know your personal situation.
Yeah.
So obviously, I don't know why you would say that it's not right for children to be around their father. I can only assume that it's to their detriment. I would only assume that. I think generally, like you said, children need both parents.
Yes, I agree.
And when it comes to like baby father, baby mother, just say confrontations. When it comes to children, 200 children per day are removed from their father's life via the family court system.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the time, it's because women have said certain things about the father, and now whether they're true or not, we don't know. But I feel like I see a lot of women in these days and times talking about their baby father and how bad he is, yet and still you kind of chose that.
So I would never speak bad about the father of my children to my children or to anyone where the public will hear. Whatever was my decision is between me and him. But like, for instance...
Did you decide to leave?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just because I think I even have more respect for him because I have kids with him. Just to respect my children, I will never disrespect their dad. So if my children, say if I was in an environment where maybe the father of my child was not there and my kids kept asking about their dad, I would say something like, he's busy at the moment, but when he's available, he'll come and see you. I'll never say, oh, your dad, he doesn't have time for you, blah, blah. I will never do that. Because it's not I'm not doing all of these things for you. I'm doing it for my kids. You know, I'm the kind of woman that if he doesn't want to speak to the kids, I would call him to speak to them. Because whatever issue we're going through has got nothing to do with them. They didn't come into this world based on problems. They came out of pleasure and love. Because when you have sex, obviously that's pleasure, right? So why would I give them anything but that? I have to give them, they have to be in a pleasurable environment and they have to feel love.
You guys keep talking about, choosing the man or, bad decisions when you're, making children, blah, blah, blah. But you're not acknowledging the fact that people change as well. The person that you had the baby with at that time may not be the same person in 2 years' time. So you have to also acknowledge that as well. It's not that they were a bad person when I chose to have my baby with them.
I don't think that any of your baby fathers were bad people.
Yeah, so...
I do think they were weak. That's
You do think they were what?
I do think that they were weak.
Why?
Weak in what sense?
From a mentality perspective, it's there's too much nowadays around, oh God, like I can't afford it. Like if I have a kid, blah, 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 whatever. There are a lot of women who step up to the plate yeah, and decide to have a child. My mum being one of them, and so like my mum being one of them, and my dad literally he had to work stupid hours. He weren't making that much money. He had to make stupid hours to like support me and my mum. They ended up splitting up, but it wasn't for financial reasons. It was just because of it's just because of things. However, now, like back in the day, if a guy knew he was having a kid, he'd step up. We've got Uber, right? Most of us have driving license. We can do that on the weekend, plus our full-time job. We got 9 months to prepare for that child, and we've got 9 months to prepare for that child. Now, I don't know what happened in any of your relationships, but as soon as I find out that I've made a girl pregnant or something like that, I'm stepping up. Yeah, it's not even a thing, and that all comes from a strong mentality. That all comes from a strong mentality from developing yourself. And I know that I'm quite strong mentally, and I think that people who are quite weak say, "Nah, do you know what? Like I'm not like I'm going to sack this off, or don't even give it a go."
So
do you know what I mean?
Do you think when you say people change, doesn't that kind of sound like an excuse?
No,
it's reality.
It's reality. It's not an excuse.
But people used to change over 50-year marriages, and you can like it just sounds like an excuse to me.
The change is not detrimental.
Exactly.
It's not. I'm not saying I disagree or agree with you, but if I think about my situation, I feel like one of the biggest problems us women have is we date potential. So you see a guy, you think, oh yeah, I really like him, da 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 da. But when I think about the issues in my marriage, the issues I had in my marriage are also the issues I had in my relationship. They were always there. They just became a lot more heightened when responsibilities increased. So I do think as a woman, I don't think we realize the power we have on the path we can have. So I think if we took on that responsibility, I think we will make men a lot weaker in that element. So because right now it's like men are the prize, men are this, men are that, but in a way,
really, I feel like they say women are the prize. Like
no,
women,
now men are the
female,
prize.
Female
No.
power.
So don't you think men are the prize then?
No, I'm not. I think both parties are the prize in their own way.
Yeah.
But I feel like men get more praise now, and it's now or whenever. But I think they get more praise because it sounds mad because I want to say we've allowed them in a sense of we've given them that power. If we were to use our brains, and not as much, and me included.
What do you mean? We've given.
So
them
me
the power.
included, right? I've given people I've dated the power to have access to me, even though they may not be good for me. If I took it away, you don't have access to me. And I feel like...
You can be by yourself.
Yeah, but should I be desperate and be hurt because I don't want to be by myself?
Right, but
I think that's
wouldn't
it's
you say on some
extreme
level? Wouldn't you
argument.
say on some level you kind of are what you attract? So if you keep attracting the certain type of guy, it says something about you.
To an extent, yes.
Yeah.
Because I think I was saying it to someone today that when I got divorced, the guys I attracted then to the guys I attract now are very different.
Okay.
Right? So I do think as human beings, we have to take responsibility for maybe how we carry ourselves, how we talk, all those things we do, every little thing.
I would say as well, and I'm just being realistic here. So when you did get divorced, you were a lot younger, right?
Yeah.
And
I was
now you are a
27.
bit older. The amount of so the pool of the men that you are going to attract with two boys, it's going to be a lot less.
I've never dated a guy who's got kids. I've never dated a guy who's not wealthy. I think I've even got a better pool now than I had when I was younger.
Right,
And what's
but,
happened?
But it doesn't count unless you have a ring. Like anyone can deal with a rich guy.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's
would
not-
we only
date
count
you.
in-
Yeah,
we only
I would
count-
date you, but I would never wife you.
That's your opinion. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Right. Well, but it's like based on results. So like on this show, we only count engagements.
Okay, that's
And
fine.
like a guy gets on a knee and proposes to
Yeah.
you.
So for me, especially us being on our pod and the comments we get, I've realized people's opinions don't matter anymore. I think it's what I'm living that matters. So if I say, oh, I want to be with a certain type of guy, or I want to do this, I want to do that. If I'm not living that, I need to sit down and think about how am I going to actually get what I want. Or Grace, you're not going to get that because for some reason it's not working. Do you get what I mean? I don't really do statistics anymore because I feel like it's not good for me.
So
What do you feel like do you feel like statistics don't matter to you or something?
It's nice to hear. That's it.
So I'll say, okay, so statistically, what do you think that a divorced mother of two on the dating market right now in her, 30s?
I'm 30, yeah.
Right, so what do you think? Do you think that there are guys now out there who are young suitors with a lot of money thinking that's exactly what I want? I want a divorced mother of two as my as my next wife.
Not
Would you say that they're generally
I'll
looking
be
for
in
that?
denial if I said yes. No, I don't think that's what
Right.
they're looking for. However, my My life doesn't tell me that.
It seems like your suitors are quite decent, right? So we're talking no kids, wealthy.
I can date a guy that's got kids so long as he's got full responsibility. But that's why I said I also understand why another guy may not want to date me. I'm acceptant of that now. Like, I'm not in denial. And I think, oh yeah, I can get this. I know it may be harder for me to get that, but I'm okay with that. I'm not going to drive myself crazy and feel like getting married is the be all and end all. Happy for me.
Let me land. Yeah. So they seem like decent suitors. Like, they've got money and stuff like that. Why do you think you haven't been like? You haven't been
able to get married.
Wifed
up. Why do you think you haven't been wifed up yet?
I feel like I've only just grown up. Let's be honest. I've only just grown up.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. So it's more to do with you.
I think so.
Right.
I think so. I've only just grown up. I've only just realised what I really want, right? And I don't think I was as desirable then as I am now.
Oh, okay.
In my mind, because men talk about, or you guys, or everyone talks about, there's so many girls out there. But if you're looking for quality men, in my opinion, there's a certain mind frame you want the woman to have as well, and there's not that many of them.
There's not that many. It depends.
I don't know. There's a new girl turning 22 every day.
Yeah, that's fine. There's a bad bee down the road every day.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not disputing that, right? But I still think some of them, their brains are not all the way up.
The fact of the matter is, and I love the fact that you've like fully accepted this. The fact of the matter is that I'm gonna look at it from my perspective. Let's say, for example, I get older, I've got no kids, right, and I get no kids, and my wealth goes up. The chances of me wifing up a girl with two kids from like a baby father that, like, obviously I don't think...
An ex-husband.
An ex-husband or whatever and stuff like that. And like, that's just not a situation I'd want to put myself in.
So when you look at me, do I look like I'm a mother or I look like I've been divorced? No. So basically, most of the guys I speak to, it's from... Yeah. Because it's from...
What makes you think that you don't look like a mother?
Because I don't let myself go. I feel like some of the time people let themselves go.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Every kid minuses you 2 points. So let's say...
Do we look like mothers? I'm just asking.
Yeah, no. I can tell your mothers.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not trying to tell.
No, we don't get offended.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to... How can you tell?
Huh?
How can you tell?
You look like...
Put together.
Hurt?
Put together?
No, it's not even that.
Hurt.
It's not even that. So Amanda, like, you can be on like dating apps and you can look at, she's like, yeah, she's got a kid. Like you can tell sometimes. You be on dating apps, you be like, yeah, she's got a kid.
Can you tell that?
Yeah. You can tell. I've been around the block. Like, you can
But
tell.
you're saying it's like a badge of honor that you look like you don't have one.
No, because I think...
You know what I mean? Like, you're wearing it as a badge of honor that I don't look like I have.
I think the point she was trying to make is, if you look at her and she doesn't look like a mother, if a guy approaches her, it's a genuine conversation.
And it's from
there's
there.
one sure way to look like a mother when you're pushing your pram down the street.
I don't push my pram.
I'm just saying, like, how else would you know someone's a mother?
Ultimately,
no, exactly. That's the point I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm getting at.
But at some point you have to tell them. And even as a girl,
100%.
Yeah, but I'm saying even as a girl, like, if I hear a guy has kids, I'm like, skirt. So it's like even if I find him attractive at first, I'm 25.
Okay, yeah. See, that changes everything for me.
Well, it changes for women. But I'm saying like men, they can't help. They're biologically predispositioned to not want to put resources into another guy's kids. Mm-hmm. Like even in the wild, what do they do when they get the other girl? They kill the cubs.
Yeah. Lions literally. Lions literally do that. And look, I've got a stepfather. Like, I get it. Like, I completely understand it. I'm just saying, like, don't be like, oh, I don't look like I've got kids. You look like you've got kids. Like, you look a little bit older, and it's not even looking at it from that standpoint.
I don't care.
But it's not. Yeah, you're beautiful. You're beautiful women, regardless. I don't even know why you'd like look.
So
at
I
don't care that I look like I have a child.
Then why would you bring it up?
I did.
Oh, okay,
They're not all the same person.
But I only brought it up based on what you said. Like I said, especially doing our pod and stuff like that, I'm very acceptant of my situation. Mm-hmm. I don't, in the most polite way, I don't need you guys to tell me what I can and cannot get, right? Because at the end of the day, whether you advise me from today to tomorrow, it's not you I'm going to be with. It's not you that's going to get me what I want.
When you say what you can and cannot get, what is it that you want? What is it that you want to get? Could you just, like, what is it that you want to get?
One thing I do know I want to be happy. and I want to be in a realistic
We all wanna be
relationship.
happy, but what is it
I
that
want to
you
be
want?
in a realistic relationship.
Realistic.
I feel, and when guys hear that, like, oh, I want to be happy,
It's too vague.
it signals a lack of loyalty to men, because it basically says like you're gonna leave the second you're not happy.
I
And
wasn't
where-
even so. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a rider.
So go on.
No, go on, you go.
No, I just because you talk a lot on behalf of men. I was just wondering, like,
Do you have loads of brothers or something?
yeah.
I have 5 brothers.
Oh, makes a lot
I was
of
wondering.
sense.
Because okay.
Yeah, like there's a certain way in which men speak, and when you say, "Oh, I want to be happy," one, it sounds very vague, and two, it sounds like just happiness change. It changes. What people find makes them happy today may not be what makes them happy tomorrow.
Yeah,
so it's like when you
100%.
tell me, that's why I said, what is it that you want? When you say happiness, if it's the pursuit of happiness, then you could be pursuing anything and everything at the same time. So if you have something that you want, what is it that you want?
I'd like to, because it's hard to define happiness. But let's say, for example, you've got a man. He takes care of you and your kids. Yeah, this is a new stepfather. You're married to him. Yeah, he every single night you get your back blown out. It's beautiful, everything. Yeah, food on the table, food on the table, everything.
It's the fact you say it in such an English accent.
Yeah, food on the table, everything. Southeast London accent. Is that enough for happiness?
No, when it comes to women.
I mean, yeah.
It's not. It's not.
What
because,
more would you need?
Because women's happy. Why are we capping? Women's happiness changes all the time, right? That's why women are the ones to initiate the majority of divorces, because they think they know what they want, they get the thing that they want, and then all of a sudden they don't want it. So their happiness and their minds change constantly. So, like I said, when a man hears, "Oh, I want happiness," it's like, well, what, today, this week, this month, this year? And then what's your happiness for next year?
So I want to be with someone who I'm compatible with, not just for me, but also for him. I want him to see me as someone that leaves an impact in his life. I don't want it to just be one-sided. Like, if he's having a bad day, I want him to feel like, let me call Grace. Let's, go at this.
Are you actively looking for that person?
Yeah, I'll say yeah. Now I am.
And you haven't found that person?
So I'll be honest, like I'm very honest, if you notice. I've met guys that tick all those boxes, but I'm not going to be that woman that's going to be, oh yeah, he's hardworking, he's got good money, he's this, he's that, and just be with him. I need to feel that strong. No, I need to desire you.
So you're telling me
It's going to be a while.
Yeah. You're telling me
I don't think so.
You're telling me all of your boxes can be ticked, and you will still say, "Nah, I'm good."
No,
Listen,
it sounds. You're making it sound crazy.
No, but you see, men.
It's not like
You
that.
see, men.
But you have to understand that's how it sounds to
I'll tell you the
men.
difference
That's how it
between
sounds,
men.
because if you ask men if they'd go on a second date with a girl that had 80% of what he wanted,
65%,
most
70%.
most guys answer yes when they survey.
Even if he's not attracted to her.
They surveyed if he's not attracted to her, if he had 80% of what he wanted. Men want attractive women.
Yeah.
That's like part of it.
Okay.
So I'm saying, if you ask women, oh, does he have 80% of what you want? Most girls say no, they wouldn't go on a second date.
No, I would.
That sounds. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds crazy.
No.
For all your boxes
I would.
to get ticked, and then you say,
I'm
"Nah,
not
I'm
looking.
alright."
I don't expect all my boxes to get ticked. I think that's unrealistic.
No, but you said you've dated guys that ticked
have
all of those boxes,
that have the key
and you
things:
still
good
said
job, money making, above average, all of that stuff. But I still think there's something missing. But would you? Okay, so let me ask you something. Would you like to be
This
with
is
a
how women work off feelings,
No, I think it would come down to
don't
personality.
feel it.
If you tick all the
things
boxes,
don't-
but the personality
Thank-
doesn't match.
Sorry, what's your name?
Terrence. I could have
Correct
like
person.
if a woman ticks all my boxes, but she's a bitch or she's not respectful, or if we go out on
Yeah,
dates,
but that's
she's
not one of your boxes, though.
Sorry.
If she was a bitch,
Fair point. Fair
do you
point.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
if
I
she
get what
was a
you're saying.
bitch, you'd be
Yeah,
like,
fair point.
hell no.
So
I
can
don't
I
care.
ask? Can I ask
Yeah.
you?
Like how important is that stuff really?
Personality is-
But I'm saying like in the old days they didn't do this, and they had
I
better.
agree.
They were more successful. And if you look at more traditional countries where they actually arrange marriages, like they're not talking about personality and like vibes
point,
and
fair
that sort
play.
of
I get
thing,
it,
and
I
they
get
have
it.
better results.
I get it, but I'm looking for compatibility.
Oh,
I'm looking for companionship. So we need to. Our personalities need to.
I'll have to
need
disagree.
match.
Disagree a little bit with that one, because, like, let's be serious. Like, if you marry a psycho, like,
But that's an extreme.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right.
I know
like,
it's an extreme.
But I'm Right. Okay. Don't marry a psychopath. But typically, when you get the families together and they meet each other, you can vet that out.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they weren't in the old days, like talking about compatibility the way we do nowadays.
But like a prime example, actually, a modern day women now, like for me in particular, for what I want, I couldn't even deal with that. I couldn't deal with a girl who wants to work full time, never want to take care of the kids. Barely, like a lot of girls don't even want kids anymore. Like it's like, and that's very, very common. So I understand when you said that's an extreme, like, but for me, like, actually, it isn't really an extreme. Like if a girl wants to work full time, right, and only work full time, she's like, oh, not really bothered about kids, which actually a lot of young girls aren't really bothered about kids anymore. That's a massive red flag for me, and I wouldn't even go there. So,
but that's different goals and like timelines. You don't think that's different than the way your personalities mesh? Because to me, that's a difference in values. Like you're talking about a different thing.
yeah.
I don't think that young women aren't interested in having children. I just think they're not interested in having children young.
Now.
Okay.
They're putting their
Why is it? So why is
that's
it?
what it
Why?
is.
What percent of the what percent of the population are childless? Females are childless.
It's half of women half of women at 30 are single and childless.
Half of
And
women
that
are
number's
okay.
rising and rising. And by the way, women have body clocks. Like it's not that.
Right.
it's not-
Okay, but there's IVF. Like there's
Yeah,
a
but
lot of
that's
technology now that men don't mind as
IVF
well.
is really expensive.
Yeah, it's
by the way.
20. If you're gonna, if you get, if you
But
get, if you get IVF, it's $25,000 per kid, and you don't even know if it'll work.
Okay, but some people can
Right, but-
afford it and will take that risk.
Right, but like it's not the majority of women, because the majority of women make $35,000 in the U.S. per year, which I don't know what the conversion is here.
Right.
But I'm saying like that's a luxury lifestyle people are promoting to average women. Like the majority, women own 2/3 of the world's debt, even though they make less money. We're not good at savings typically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's your head at right now? You're 25. Like what is it for you? You don't have no kids. You're tall. You're beautiful. Like you're a desired woman right now. You're at your peak. So where's your head at?
I want to get married like sooner rather than later.
Are you dating now?
I am.
How are you finding it?
It's cool. Yeah. I mean,
No, I'm not trying to be
Is
cheeky.
he intentional?
What?
Is he intentional with you? Has he made it clear what
Oh
he
no,
wants?
sorry. I don't have a boyfriend. I thought you meant are you like looking? I thought you meant are you looking?
sorry,
No,
Okay.
boyfriend. No boyfriend.
I'm just asking about it. I'm not trying to.
What age do you want to have children by?
I'd like to have my first kid before I'm 30.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you? Sorry to switch, guys, but do you think there's like a baby mama, baby father culture
100%.
that we find is just okay to be a
Yes.
baby mother?
It's in
and
music.
a baby
So,
father?
It's
I
in
not even a
modern day
question.
music.
Yeah.
I think there was around our age group, but I think the new age group, I don't think so. I think they're so intentional of not having
Pregnant.
kids quickly. I think my age group, when we were younger, it was like, having a kid wasn't a big deal.
Do you think that a daughter seeing a single mother raising her is likely to get married and do all of that?
So what?
Because the statistics actually show that a daughter who is raised by a single mother believes that, oh, it's fine, I can do it on my own, just like my mother.
So
I'd agree.
My mom's a single mother, but my dad
Speaking to
actually
the mic.
my dad actually passed away, so she wasn't a single mother by choice. So I feel like she never raised me like, oh, life is going to be okay if you do not have a man.
Right.
However, I did have a child out of wedlock, as you made clear, and I raised my child to know. My daughter's only 2, but I do let it be known that I still want a husband. I still do want to get married. So I don't believe
So for
that.
me,
Do you think a lot of but do you think like a lot of the reason for the culture of baby mother, baby father is because people are not planning children?
No, I think what the issue is our parents, and I'm not blaming our parents. I'm saying what you see is what you ingest. So, for instance, a lot of us women are not as desirable, or I think someone spoke about being feminine, right? Because especially as like us women who have had, like my mum is married now, but she was single like most of the time when we were growing up. And I see my mum working hard, making decisions, I then get into a relationship and I'm doing the same thing. You can't do that. You have to learn how to communicate with a man or be submissive and all of that kind of stuff. But I haven't learnt that because I haven't seen it. I've had to learn that from talking to people, reading stuff, the internet, all of these stuff. And I think that's why a lot of us are single parents. Or why
Do you feel that?
I disagree with Grace because I'm somebody who has been raised by a single mum. My mum's never been married after my dad passed away, and he passed away when I was 6. And I know that I have to be independent because I have to be, not because I genuinely want to be. When I've been in a relationship, I'm naturally submissive. I'm naturally maternal. I'm naturally somebody who.
Where did you learn that from?
But I didn't learn it from my mom.
You subconscious exactly.
No, but I'm saying I didn't learn it from my mom. But that's how I am.
Would your
I didn't
exes
ingest what I saw.
You have to ingest it from
would you
somewhere.
guys as exes describe you as submissive?
Pardon?
No, mine won't. I won't even lie.
Mine will.
That doesn't
Yours
surprise
will.
me
Why?
with you.
But the guys I date now will tell you I'm very submissive.
You don't strike me as someone who's submissive.
I'm
at
too
all.
submissive. If
Do you
anything.
believe that you should be submissive to all the men you date?
No.
I don't think
Circumstances make you submit. I feel like if a woman is put in an environment where she feels like, correct me if I'm wrong, but if a woman is put in an environment where she feels safe, where she feels she's allowed to be a woman, and she's in an environment where there's respect both ways, subconsciously, if she's not crazy, she'll be submissive.
I agree.
Do you think men get that?
I think you're either submissive or you're not.
Yeah,
I don't really think you can
No,
pick
I
and
don't think
choose.
so.
I agree.
Do you think
I don't think you can
One at a
really. I
time.
don't think you can pick and choose when you're submissive.
I think there's a difference
That's like
between-
men. That's like men saying I pick and
Agree.
choose when I'm going to be masculine. So that's
Yeah.
like Sarah wearing a dress and coming in and saying, "What up,
That
God?" Like,
ain't gonna happen.
I
That ain't
think
gonna
there's-
happen.
I think there's a big
That
difference
ain't
between
gonna happen.
submission and
Okay.
respect. If you don't respect your partner, it's different from not being submissive. I'm naturally a submissive person. However, I can be put in situations where I'm arguing with him and I can be disrespectful. That doesn't mean I'm not submissive.
I think being
Why would you want to disrespect someone like that?
You can disrespect someone in any situation.
like Nigerians
Male.
say, I can call
I
you
feel
auntie
like
and still disrespect you.
submission. You need to respect in order to submit fully.
Not all the time.
I do.
I think
Well,
so.
there can be aspects of submission where you don't need to respect them. It can literally just be, yes, sir. That doesn't mean you respect them.
I would
Yeah,
not
but
call
outward,
anyone
yeah,
sir
but,
that
yeah, but
don't
your
respect.
outward behavior. I mean, like you might not respect them in your mind, but if you're submissive, your behavior will
Submission
show that
doesn't
you're.
mean not having a voice.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying you're outward because you just said, oh, you can just say yes and not respect, but you can be disrespect. At the point you're being disrespectful, you're not being submissive.
there's
Can I
different
have an
aspects of
example?
being submissive.
Can I have an example of how like you guys are submissive in your day-to-day life?
Well,
I thought you said
it's complicated.
what?
No, you're saying your day-to-day life.
Yeah, because you're
not your
saying-
relationships,
Yeah.
right?
So because you were saying you could be submissive in the real
So
world.
first of all, you clarify to us. Sorry, can you clarify to us what you deem as submission?
Well, submission basically is follower. It's like you're following leadership.
No, okay, cool.
Sorry, but
I follow leadership at work.
No, that's a good example. Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah.
I'm a supporter. I actually work in as part of my program. I actually support the program. So that's my day to day.
honestly, I feel like submission should be both ways in a marriage.
Okay.
And that can be done differently though. I feel like, for example, my husband may be submissive in a sense where any decision that he chooses to make, we talk about it first. It's not a thing where, oh, it's my house, I pay for this, and I'm going to do
but
this.
the question is, when you guys disagree, who makes the decision? Because at some point, you guys are going to disagree.
Who makes the decision? He makes the decision.
Yeah,
I mean, he has to get the last word.
Yeah. So you are submissive to him then.
I never said I wasn't.
That's why she's married.
Wow.
That's why she's married.
That's not why
That's
I'm
not
married.
why she's married.
But yeah.
Okay.
What, you disagreed with that one?
It's hard, you know, because I know, like Pearl mentioned, she was like, oh, like I just think it's a thing that you are and you can't choose. But the state of some men nowadays who can't make a decision to take a girl out on a date, like, oh, where do you want to go? Blah blah blah. Like
How can you
it
be
is that
submissive?
bad. Like it's that bad out there. Like certain men can't plan a
control.
date. Like
Yeah.
they'll be like, oh, where
I
would you
agree.
like to go?
I
Stuff
agree.
like that. Like it's that bad.
Yeah, but feminine
Definitely.
women don't deal with guys like that.
But
True.
yeah, that's feminine women, but
Yeah.
more women
Like
are
feminine-
becoming
So-
masculine.
Right.
So you know how you said that you feel like submission is something you just have or not, right? You said that. I don't believe that. You know, And the reason why I don't believe that is because I know how I am now and how I wasn't before. And I was nowhere near submissive. But I think it was because of the situation I was in. Maybe it was in me and I didn't know. That I can't argue with that.
Do you think you're confrontational?
Maybe because we're on the pod, you're thinking that. But on a normal day, I'm chilled. On a normal day, I'm chilled.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't believe. So I generally, I do agree with you. I don't believe that if the right guy came along and said, look, like first date, I want you wearing this. I want you here at that time. You're gonna kick off.
I think that would
but that's
ginger me. I can't even lie.
That would what?
But this is why I said
ginger me is like it'll give me the like yes.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you're gonna start kicking off being like, no, actually, I'm
made me
this
curious.
independent woman. Like, no,
Yeah.
you wouldn't. You'd be like, okay, yeah, no, I'd do it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
you need
what.
the
Yeah,
right
but a man that
circumstances.
talks to you like that doesn't respect you and therefore doesn't submit.
Not in that way. Not in that way.
Wait.
Not in that way.
He doesn't
No.
respect you?
No, if
No.
you're gonna, this is what you're gonna wear.
No, not in that way.
But
Not in that way. It's like
isn't that wait, so he's nice enough to take you on a date and you're mad about the way that he took you on a date?
no, baby girl.
Are you
like,
what?
Wait,
like that's what I'm
Wow.
saying.
Would you-
Like,
would
I'm
you-
saying it's nice.
Wow.
I'm saying it's nice.
Just
of him
because you
to-
took me on a
it's-
date doesn't
I'm
mean
saying-
you're entitled
I'm saying,
to tell
you
me
guys, you have to
what
let
time.
me talk. This is my show. It's
Oh,
rude if you keep interrupting me.
Sorry.
So I'm saying if he's nice enough to take you on a date, like why are you complaining about him telling you what time to come and
No,
what to wear?
no. You can't tell. You can tell me what time to come. It's a date at the end of the day.
I know, but if he says
But-
what to wear, like
No,
I
it's
like
the way you tell me. That's what I said.
Yeah,
It's not you. If that's why I said if you're saying, oh, this is what you're gonna wear, you can't talk to me
But-
like that.
No, I
It's
think
the
you're just
way-
taking it that way.
But
It's-
No,
you-
that's
No, I
what-
think in
that's
the way
what-
you
that's what-
But you realize that that's really confusing for men.
Yeah.
Because like we pick up on things that men don't, like tone of voice and like eye contact and like smaller things. So when you say, "Oh, you can't talk to me that way," and you're saying the same thing, but it's how you say it. Like to
Same.
men, that's very confusing.
It's not. Well, if it's confusing,
Okay,
then
they-
I'm
they
sorry. You
should
need to go
grow
back to
up.
school
No, I know
because
what
everybody
it-
knows the way you talk to somebody can have a different result. You can get a
No,
different
I
result.
think it just came
If
out
that's-
aggressive. I don't think that was his intention. His intention was, I'm taking charge. We're going here. This is what I want you to wear. This is what time I want you to be ready by. Not in a controlling
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
In a. Do you go trying?
In a what way?
Not in a controlling way, but in a. I'm being
it's
assertive.
like acting in good faith with
Yeah.
someone, not like immediately just jumping that. Oh, he's trying to control you.
I didn't
Like,
say he's trying. That's not what I
think it just
said.
came out
I'm
aggressive, but I don't
I'm
think
just
that was the
saying
intention.
how you say something. For example, it's not saying. I'm not saying you can't tell me. Oh, can you wear something like this? Or this is the time we have to meet. As I said, everything is how you talk to somebody. Because remember, this is a first date. So how you talk to me, I'm going to be picking up on that as well. So that's what I'm not saying. It's going to be controlling. If the way you say it may come across controlling. That's why you have to be careful when you're talking to people. First impressions matter, and that's just, if that's confusing for you, then sorry.
I mean, if you don't like it, then you don't have to turn up on the
Yeah.
date.
No,
Like,
if I don't, no. But this is what
do you
I'm
know what I mean?
saying, and this is why marriages don't work. Oh, if you don't like it, then you can. No, you can have a conversation with somebody and be like, oh, do you know what? Because at the end of the day, you don't know me. You don't know that I don't like it. So I'm going to give you a chance to get to know me, and I'll explain to you what I like and what I don't like. It's not about, oh, I don't like it, I'm not going on the date. No, I'll still go, but we'll have a conversation, and I'll just let you know, okay, this is what I like and
Oh,
this is what I
don't-
don't.